croissants, eating their chocolate, drinking their coffee when they're in the UK. Vicky and Adrian, you're up again. You've got a habit going on, that Friday night, late night stuff. It's good. Welcome to Craft Roulette, episode 171. I am Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. I want to welcome you. It's a joy to have you here tonight. Mr. Producer's over there with his big manly headphones on, looking and see what we all sound like. We have been chatting with Jeannie. She's in fine form. We'll let her tell you more about that in just a second. Give us a thumbs up for those 300, over 300, you didn't see them all, but 358 cards that you sent in. The reason we didn't see them all is because we can't see them all in this time frame that we have, and we can't back up the time frame because then it backs everybody up that's involved in the show beforehand, and then it's just this big old ball of wax. And so anyway, if you want to see all of those beautiful cards, all 358, you can go over to craftroulette.live and just enjoy them. Just swipe them. I do always say, if you can, look at them on a bigger screen than your phone, though, because they are so good, and you miss a lot if you're looking too little. What is Craft Roulette? Well, it's me. No, don't turn off. Craft Roulette is much more than me. It is you guys, and it is the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are here almost every Friday night at 6:10 with the slideshow, 6:30 with the show, and we have a seat right here for you, and we would love to have you come here and spend the evening with us. If you are watching us on replay, we welcome you too. I know people from all over the world are watching us, and sometimes they don't stay up like Vicky and Adrian, who were here last week. We had so much fun with Vicky and Adrian, and the only one that was asleep in their household was Twiggy, the cat. So it was fun. So we look forward to having them on again someday soon. We would love to have them on. We have 6 videos in addition to the 358 cards of people making those 6 of those 358 cards. It is a special treat when we get those from you guys, that you would spend some time and make a video and show us how you make things and all your little tricks that you have. Speaking of tricks, we have a wonderful guest here tonight. It's Jeannie Lieu, and she is a trickster when it comes to cards. She has so many tricks up her sleeve, and she's excellent. I don't know how many bags of things she has in her bags of tricks. She's got talent, and then she's got other kinds of talent, and then she's got more talent. She is an amazing craft at, and we are looking forward to having her on tonight. If you could give us that thing, flip us a Vinny, as we can we get any more terms in Craft Roulette that are unique to us? But if you could flip us a Vinny, that would be fabulous. We would love those thumbs up, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you click on Inside Out Jeans, you will open up Jeannie's page, and you can subscribe to her too, because you're going to want to have her visiting you over the internet as often as possible. We have some new spin sponsors for July, and we're excited to welcome them. Ink and Splatter, yay! I saw Dina in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us as a patron. Or not a patron, a spin sponsor. I don't know what anything is. We have Your Paper Insider joining us. We talked for months before we could figure all this out, but I think we did something good. And we have Scrapbook Pal coming alongside and giving a gift certificate as well. If you sent in one of those 358 cards last week, you're going to want to stick around, because those are the people that will be giving away gift certificates and prizes tonight to you guys. Thank you so very much to have each and every one of you here. By the way, I signed up for Scrapbook Pal's newsletter today because I realized I should do that, and I want to do that because I like to support my spin sponsors when I can. And we have a newsletter as well. So if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, there's all sorts of opportunity to do so. I don't know where all it is, but it's everywhere. Just look a little bit and it will come out and bite you in right there. Right there. It's going to be right there. So get that done. That would be great, because then you may not forget to come visit us on Friday sometime. We have patrons here at Craft Roulette that support us, and we really, really appreciate each and every one of them. This week, what did we do? We had a call this week on Monday. It was sure fun. And then we also, I have been posting a lot over on our blog. I hope you have been checking it out. We have, I don't want to talk about that. But we do have some new patrons I want to welcome. Deb Shaw, Gail Thompson, Anita Solars, I think that's right, Wendy Duke, Kayla McGinnis, and Janet Crossland. So very nice to have you guys come and join us. And if you don't, it's under Mary Gun Fun. It's everywhere also on the website. You will find patron logins, patron join us, learn more, all that kind of stuff. And what a patron it does is they give some financial support to Craft Roulette so that we can pay our bills. That's it. Yep. So that's it. We also, Mr. Mike, how are you today? Mr. Mike did not change his clothes. Ew, in this weather, what were you thinking? The man of no words and the man of many words. That's Mr. Mike. But he didn't change his clothes today or this week, and it's summer. I hope I don't pass out. Anyway, that's all fun. We have a stamp set. Craft Roulette, the basics. If you ever are stumped by some crazy parameters, we have a lot of them right here on our on our stamp set. It's fun. I am doing a series. I just posted my 8th video on ideas for using that stamp set on our patron blog, and we had them all coming up. It's a workhorse. Right, patrons? It's an amazing workhorse. We're so glad to have it. And we always like to say, if you want to have some really fancy togs, go and check out our merch that has not been freshened up in months. But, our merch line is so old, you've probably worn out your merch that you got originally, and you probably need to just replace it. So, so many things. But shall we give a warm Craft Roulette welcome to third-time returning champion? I don't know where this is going. Jeannie from California. Jeannie Lieu. Yay! This is your third time. We were talking about the first time you were pretty nervous.
Yes.
Second time you were a little more chill. Now, this time, are you still, pre-show?
I'm calm, but I bet you it's going to be chaotic because I'm so calm. So we'll see what happens.
A contrarian all the way. Do you feel like yawning or anything?
No.
No? Okay. On the Tuesday show, we have a card slideshow, and every time it starts, I think it's because I've talked so much, I haven't taken in much air during all this chit-chat, frantic talking that I do. And every time during that slideshow, I just start yawning.
Yawns are contagious, so.
I see in the chatter box every once in a while, yep, I yawned with you. But, yeah. Tell us a little bit about you, because it's been a year since you were here.
I know, it's crazy. I didn't even realize it was a year since I've been here. I'm still doing the same thing. I'm making a ton of cards, a lot more reels, which I have posted on Instagram and YouTube and even on TikTok. It's been really fun. So I've really started to enjoy doing them, and I can't seem to stop. So that's what I've been up to.
I think your reels are some of the best in the industry. I do.
Oh, thank you.
You take, I don't know how you do it, but you do a really good job, and you'll take the whole steps, all the process of making a card, which is not an easy card, and you condense it and make it, wow, it's just remarkable. So kiss your brain on that one. You got that one figured out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's sped up and sometimes it's just bits and pieces, but I feel there's people who love long videos, which I do long videos on my channel as well. But then there's some people that just don't have time, and they appreciate the shorter videos, and they get the idea from it, and they run off and they do it themselves. So it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I like I do an Instagram reel in the morning when I'm drinking coffee. It's just enough. because I don't want to think yet. And so you don't really get into the, oh, look at what, I see, I see kind of thing. It's not a lot of aha kind of stuff, but it's just, oh, yeah, that's so cute. Oh, man, she's so good. And I can do that over coffee real easily. Some non-thinking activity. But you've got it down. You're really good at it.
Thank you. I think it's just practice, and you just get used to it, and then it comes second nature then.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of it. And this is your third time here, so it's going to be second nature too. Third nature. Is there?
Let's hope so.
Well, we're real glad to have you. And why do you think it's going to be a little chaotic? Not just because your attitude, but because of something else.
Yeah, I recently reorganized my craft room a bit, and once you reorganize, you always go back to where you used to have your items. So I'm looking around and trying to remember what I have. So we'll see how it goes. If I can find what I'm looking for, or I'm just gonna have to wing it and hope for the best. We'll still make a card. So
Yep, we will. I think I may just be your fifth parameter.
Yeah.
It was something unusual. Yeah, it'll be all good. It'll be fine. All right, Chatterboxes, we have a question for Jeannie. She had a question for us. Should we ask her? Let's ask her. You had a question for us, Jeannie. What was that?
What is craft roulette?
Let's find out, and so we can get back and start crafting. Good to have you.
What is craft roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfund.com's weekly episode blog and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
Yep, that's what we do almost every Friday night right here on Craft Roulette. Looks like fun, doesn't it? It is fun. That's why it looks like fun. It is fun. We don't mess around with FUNN, fun. We do a serious job of having a good time. We are going to have our parade of achievers this week. It's always so nice because we get to welcome our first timers, the people that have sent in a card for the first time. We get to give a little hurrah to our major milestone achievers, those people that have hit 25, 50, 75, 100 and so on cards. And we like to also say, you ladies are amazing. You're just amazing. And we have a couple new people. No, we don't have anybody to invite or to welcome to Club 52, but we are going to say harump, hello, well done to a couple new mug clubbers. That means people that have sent in 100 cards, and when they hit that 100 cards, yep, we send them a stamp set of our little friend Roulette the robot. So we had 358 contributions last week. Hey, we crossed over 18,000. My gosh, that's a lot of cards over the 3.5 years that we have been here. Look at your pins everywhere. Amazing. Chris, we miss you. Hola. The parameters were birthday card, picnic colors, collections, interesting element. I thought it turned out really fun. And black dots. Loved how you guys went sneaking in those black dots. It was very fun. And seeing all your different collections and the way you twisted that concept. You're a bunch of creative maniacs out there, and I just love it so much. This was my card, and it was my card. My collection of robots. We had a lot of fun with Vicky Ruda and her husband Adrian, who was right behind her, chatting along with us. And she was bound and determined to put a farm on her card, and she got it. She made it work. So super cute card, super fun couple. Really appreciated having you on, and thank you so much. She has done a lot of videos for Craft Roulette, and she's written articles in magazines in the UK about Craft Roulette. She's quite the support. We appreciate you guys.
What's next?
Oh, what's next? Well, would you like to invite Jeannie on?
Jeannie, would you like to come on?
There we are. So now we're going to welcome our first timers, and I think we have a handful, quite a handful, and talk about some achievers. So shall we see what they made? Yes. Welcome to Craft Roulette for the first time, Vanessa from Illinois. Can't go wrong with poo.
Yeah.
Cindy from Ottawa, Ontario. That's really a strong, solid card. Mary B from Michigan.
Coffee cards are always good.
They are. You're right. Judy from Maryland. Oh,
ooh, that's fun. It's like a scene card.
Picnic. Yes, you are so good at those. Norma from Texas. Well, she was too. That's a good solid card. Nice die cuts. Oh, I missed that one. Cindy from Illinois. We'll just think sideways. That's a pretty card.
But it still works.
Pamela from Michigan. That's a cute little way to do it. Julianne from Western Australia. Yeah.
All birthday hats.
Nice background. Heather from Michigan. First timer.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, see, a little sea scene. Kylie from Michigan. A jar. Isn't that darling? And her collection of bugs.
Coffee.
Christina from Vancouver. Another coffee. Going out for coffee for a birthday sounds good. Cindy Lieu from Ontario. A collection of flowers.
Always.
Jen from Vancouver. A collection of bugs that are black dots. Mariska from Madrid. First Spain contribution. Welcome. Cynthia from Bloomington. Cynthia is 83, and this was her first card to us. We're very specially honored to have you. Abby from North Carolina.
Oh, that's so fun.
Deborah S. from Idaho. So different. Every one of them is so different. Susan from California. But those gnomes, we can't have a week without gnomes, I'm telling you. Major milestone achiever Amara with 25. Congratulations. Brian Dickey has hit his 50th. He's got his golden anniversary there. Well done.
Wow.
Cheryl Jackson, who lives to amuse, has also hit 50. Yahoo, girl.
The shaker, too.
Mm-hmm. Arlene Sis Finnegan has hit 100. She is a mug clubber. Congratulations. Marie Stewart also is a mug clubber with this cute bear.
That's super cute.
Our leading ladies, we're going to start with Jackie Muller. Sorry about your puppy. I'm glad you got a card made. Smurf Murphy did this card in review last Tuesday. It was my case.
They're peeking out.
They are so cute. Kathy Herring from Wisconsin is our fourth leading lady. She doesn't miss a week. And 5K, now 6K Lamone is number 3 with a beautiful card. Ellen Card Monkey Jarvis has never missed a week in 148 episodes, even with back surgery. And our leading lady, Patty Beck, who started making cards, sending in cards on our fifth show, and she's never stopped. Week after week after week. It would be like monumental to have any. I would be calling them and saying, "Are you okay? What is wrong? You can't not do this." But yeah, it's just it's an amazing group, from the very beginning people, the first timers, to those people that have done since episode 5, like Patty, and shortly after Ellen. It's an amazing thing that people find a lot of joy in Craft Roulette. And I wonder if we are going to find that kind of joy tonight, Jeannie Lieu.
Of course, yes.
We sure hope so. We do. But that closes out last week, which means it's time to face those parameters. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Bring them on, Mr. Producer. There they are, Project Colors, Element, and Random. We will be spinning for each one in each of those columns. But first, we're going to veto a couple because our patrons get to do that. A veto means if we land, if it's a vetoed item, we will spin again and try for another parameter. If you want to use that vetoed parameter, you may if it fits in the parameter we get. It will make sense maybe sometime soon. If you are new to the show, just hang on with us and we'll talk all this through. So for colors, the patrons have vetoed Fresh and Clean. I don't know, remember where it is. There it is. I don't think that means they want old and dirty, but I think they just didn't want Fresh and Clean. For Element, they said no July. Number 16.
Okay.
I know, you can have Chocolate Day and Kitty Day, all sorts of different things. And for Random, they said Wraps. No thank you to Wraps. Number 8. We don't have to wrap. The wheel cannot make us use Fresh and Clean, July, or Wraps. We always like to extend that privilege to you too, Miss Jeannie. Oops.
No, you can. Okay, we skipped a little spot.
I love skipping around.
You can still use any of those parameters if it fits the project.
Right.
So the wheel just can't make us use them.
For instance, if you had a party in your backyard, a 4th of July party in your backyard, you could still use it even though July has been vetoed. Yes. Okay. Yes, I didn't give an example. I did. So that was a good reminder, Mr. Producer. Thank you. That is the voice of Mr. Producer. Whoa. Now, if you would like to veto something, Jeannie, what would you like to say no to?
I think for the past 2 appearances I've made, I haven't vetoed. So I'm going to continue with no veto.
Staying true to yourself. That's fine. You don't have to. But since you were on the last time, we have started asking, what do you think the wheel will deal us tonight? If this was a roulette game, where would you put your chips?
Yeah, so I made notes.
Okay.
Let's see. I put for, I think the first category, cards with circles.
Cards with circles.
I think that's number 21.
21 it is. Mm-hmm.
And then colors, I
number.
picked, let's see, number 5, which are happy colors. Because I'm in a happy mood, so I figured that's fitting.
I like it.
Element is number 7 for nighttime, because I love night cards.
Oh, interesting. Number 7.
And then for random, I think I did 5 tone on tone.
Interesting combination. That would make you happy?
I mean, nighttime skies are really pretty, so I think it would work.
Yeah, I'm not too good at them. That's probably I'm just going to say, okay, well, we'll see. I will just kind of keep my eye on your card if we get it. And then I'll just do whatever you do because you're good.
Thinking back now, I don't know if they all go together, but if it lands on them, we'll make it work.
It would be very odd if we got all of those. We have been getting, oftentimes, so we'll get one that somebody likes. Okay. I don't know. It's very powerful. So let's give this guy a warm-up. Mr. Wheel, how are you dealing tonight? And for Project. Sire likes your choices.
Yay. Let's see if they land.
2 folds, but you could still do card with circles with 2 folds. For colors, will they be happy? Almost all of those colors could be happy. Number 15, planter. Colors connected to planters. We'll talk about each and every one of these things if you're going, what the heck are they going to do? And for element, number 4, happy face. Happy face. We'll talk about, I know that's kind of a funny one. And for random, do you think we'll get all yellow happy face emoticons? Could. Maybe.
Number
4, right next to yours, an old product.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I never would have put those 4 things together. That's what Craft Roulette does, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, but none of this is hard. All parameters are doable. We just don't have a clue how we're going to do it yet, and that's okay. That's why we talk this out at this point. 2 folds.
Step back.
2 folds. Before we get to this part, I just was reminded, this is going to be your art project. We don't tell you what to do. We don't teach you here necessarily. You might pick up a tip or 2 just by watching, but we don't do any kind of teaching, and we just say it's your art project. So if it is a classic card, that's fine. If it's like you saw in all those pictures, all sorts of styles come in, and it's really fabulous to see. So you can be classic, it can be abstract, it can be painted, it can be anything, whatever you like. And so enjoy having a little art project time this weekend, we hope. 2 folds, however, is going to be a card with 2 folds, and I keep saying that. If I say 2 folds one more time, I'm going to have to pinch myself. But how I'm thinking, you were asking about a joy fold before. A joy fold would be a great card that has 2 folds, or a gatefold card would be really simple for a card with 2 of those things. An easel card has a joint. Thank you, Card Monkey. So it would also have one. This is the sign that I am making up for easel card. And or you can just have something small on top of it, or 2 parts that are folding, or any number of creative things that people come up with. You mostly do A2 kind of cards, right?
I do. But then also I was thinking maybe I would put like a square and then fold down the corners, and that would be 2 folds too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can pinch something back. You could like do a little tear and pull it back. And
The
so
folds
you had
definitely
the fold.
don't have to be the main thing on the card. It can be, like you said, a square with 2 folded corners would 100% count.
Mm-hmm. Each one of these parameters don't have to be the focal or the featured part. They can be prominent, or they can just be kind of trickily added. So you don't have to have like, oh, I've got to have this fold and that fold. It's got to be big. No, it doesn't. It can be very small. And that's kind of fun. You could have a folded handkerchief in somebody's pocket.
Yeah, or an image that has a fold.
Map that has a fold. You're exactly right. A treasure map that has a fold, or a travel map. If you are traveling, you can fold the background and then flatten it out and have something just
a
with folds
dog
in it.
with 2 ears that are folded over.
Oh yeah, as opposed to dogs with
cute.
pop-up ears. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Makira.
Oh, Makira, well done. Yeah, or horses don't, their ears are popped up. Are there? I don't think there's any horses with folded ears.
There's a special horse out there, I'm sure, that has folded ears.
Probably.
Bunny.
So colors. So I think we're okay with
Bunny.
folded. Yeah, we can do. Yeah, bunnies have, kitty cats, Scottish fold kitties have folded ears. Planter colors. Well, what comes to mind for me are planters that have flowers or vegetables. So greens, reds, yellow, pink, golds, wood, brown, all those kind of planter colors. Or you could think of, there's planters peanuts. That's a that's a snack food in the United States. You could use I don't know what their colors are. I think they're blue and Mr.
Blue
Peanut
and yellow.
Yeah. So you could go with blue and yellow, or you could think of somebody that is planting. So if you had somebody that was planting in an old pair of overalls, you could have a lot of dusty blues and worn blues, metallics from those kind of overalls, and old shirts, plaid shirts. All those kind of things could be used for planter's wart. I don't know what color that is, Barry. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. That's when I wrote planter. I was thinking of those different things. A terracotta color is a really good idea, Linda, because a planter could be terracotta too.
Yeah. I'm thinking more earth tones. Like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So those can be happy colors, so you can kind of have your way, right?
Yep. I think so. It's pretty wide open, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It just kind of brings you into an emotional kind of or a flavor of color. We were also talking beforehand about how you kind of missed the restricted colors that we used to have.
Yeah.
And so if you were going to restrict yourself, if you were thinking of this, you could say green with yellow and red. And you will self-restrict. You can't use all of...
She's not liking the restrictions anymore, I can tell. She's happy
I was thinking
about
more
the
like
parameters.
green, gold, yellow, brown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, we self-restrict ourselves on colors because we can't do every color.
Yeah,
so I'm
going to do a disclaimer. We'll see what happens.
We're good with that. We'll see what in about an hour what you think, or a half hour.
Yeah.
Happy face. Happy face. Do you have?
I feel like that's easy.
Everything
has a happy face.
We hope so. Even if the artist is having a happy face when they are creating, it might even work. But you could have photos with people smiling. You could have a stamps that has a happy face. Think of all the you could draw a little happy face on a planter if you want to go put those things together. You could draw a happy face on a cloud, on a sun, anything. It's going to make it a little whimsical, I think, if you do something like that. But you could also have something much more sophisticated with a happy face. Mr. Peanut with a happy face, because everybody is happy when they have a little eyeglass and a cane and gloves. He's so fancy.
Yeah, there's so many images with happy faces. And then if
that's
there's still images like, a pot or something, you can just add a happy face on it. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty wide open here.
Mm-hmm. And the colors of planter is just the colors. It doesn't mean you have to do garden.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything, but it's easy to put those two together. Happy face and planter would be really easy because you could do a scene, and you are so good at scenes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now, but the old product's probably what's going to bring it all together, because I'll look through my old stuff and see what calls my name, and we'll see what happens with that.
So much of my stuff is old. So I don't know how old you have to be an old product. I guess it's how long you've been crafting. Is it 5 years to one crafter or a year to one crafter could be an old product compared to an old crafter like me that's been crafting for a couple years now. So an old product to me was probably from the early 2000s. And yeah, for real.
Yeah,
old wood stamps.
Crafting for about 7 years or so. So maybe I'll dig into one of the first couple sets I've gotten. I don't know. I'll have to go take a look.
Yep. I have a wood one right here because I wanted to make some tomatoes and I didn't have a modern tomato. So I had to go back to a wood tomato. And I'll tell you what, I couldn't stamp worth a hoot. It's 2 parts, and I could not get them in the right places.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard.
I lost that talent a long time ago. And so an old product is going to be, it could be paper, it could be string, it could be metallics. You have paper that's over 25 years old, Susan. That a girl, maybe it's time to pull that. Could you use it with planter colors? Might be perfect. So, things you haven't used in a while. Maybe just a fun way to pull in all these other 2 folds, happy face and planter. So, shall we think about what we need to do? Like get stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking over. I know where my older stuff is. So that actually is a relief because all my new stuff is on the ground. So we're good.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, happy face little robot. He's always smiling. So, all All right. Well, we have somebody new. We have a sponsor of Craft Roulette this week. We have a little video from them. So here is a word from our episode sponsor, Creative Fabrica. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Jeannie, let's go get some stuff.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kelly from Creative Fabrica, a digital platform for crafters listing over 7 million different designs, fonts, and 3D SVG files for a variety of different crafting projects, all with a commercial license. We are so glad to be sponsoring Craft Roulette and to show you how we can help with your crafting projects. From retro fonts to full sublimation designs, it is super easy to be able to download any of these fonts and graphics and turn them into projects. My favorite is the 3D SVG category, to be able to find and make easy card ideas just like these ones that you see on the screen here. And you can even take some classes to learn some new skills. Creative Fabrica is a one-stop shop for all the designs that you will ever need. And now you can try it out for free. Click the link in the description to get instant access to over 7 million designs, fonts, and crafts with a commercial license included. And because this trial is completely free, you have nothing to lose. Try it out today.
Does card making ever wear you out? Are you just having one of those days? You ever say to yourself, I wish there were more Craft Roulette on each week? Well, have we got good news for you? In Review is like part 2 of Craft Roulette, which features you, our card contributors. It'll be easy to find because it airs here on our Craft Roulette YouTube channel. We go live almost every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central. And we do a number of fun things during the show, including Mail Call, where I share some of the nice cards and goodies people send us. Our Card Showcase, where we take a longer look at some of the contributions sent in from the most recent episode. And our Who Done It Mystery Game, where I recreate a card from the most recent episode's gallery, live on air. Everyone in the live chat gets to try and figure out which card I'm recreating. So, if you want more of what we do on Craft Roulette, you'll love our show, In Review. The Whodunit Mystery Game is just a game, and we do not actually solve mysteries, but we do actually solve mysteries. The show is supposed to be on Tuesdays, but we reserve the right to reschedule as necessary. Mary will not always know what she is doing, especially with buttons and or math. Stretchy pants and snacks are not required, but advisable. Please bring a friend. Too much fun for one person included. Well, that gave me lots of time having a sponsor's ad and ours. That was pretty cool. We do want to thank Creative Fabrica for being a sponsor of Craft Roulette this month. Thank you so much. We're glad to have you on board.
And their link is in the description.
Oh, I was supposed to say that.
Yeah, so if you want to check out their site, please use our link so they know you came from us.
I forgot to say that. Thank you for remembering. So, and Jeannie is so calm. She already has her stuff. So let's see what she's going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first so you can keep working. But so I had this paper that I haven't used, and I've had it for not very long in my kind of frame of reference here of over 20 years of crafting. But I haven't used it because I've been thinking it's really pretty and I don't want to mess it up. But it's from Dares to Be Artsy, who has a store right here in Kansas City, and I got it from Cindy out there, and I think it's so pretty. So I think it's definitely some planter colors. I'm going to do a joy fold. So I saw somebody say, what's a joy fold? So I can do that. Happy face. I have an old product. I have an old Close My Heart thing that has a sun, but I also have these little cute kitties, and I think that's kind of a happy face right there. So I may be using this also from Dares to Be Artsy from Cindy. So I may put that on the front of a joy fold right there. I think that's probably going to be my thing. And so I've got old product. I've got happy face. I can stick this somewhere if I want, or something. I've got a happy there. I got lots of stuff. I can work with this. I can absolutely work with this. So that's what I've got going on. I'm just not sure how it's all going to play out yet. And Miss Jeannie, what do you have? That's an awfully cute stamp set there.
Same. I went with one of the first stamp sets that I purchased when I started crafting. So this is from Paper Smooches, and they are no longer in business, but I have not been able to let go of the stamp set because it's sentimental. So this is my old product. And then I have some dies from Honeybee Stamp, which is the Deco Edge, which is also an older product as well. And I was thinking of maybe kind of creating a scene card on like a treasure map, and that's why the deco dies kind of will give that edge, and we'll see how it comes together, because I don't have an absolute plan, but my folds will come from folding down the edges of this die as well. Okay. So hopefully it all comes together.
You may not have a real defined plan, but I think you have a good enough plan that you're going to make something darling.
So
that's what
I guess we can get to crafting.
We can dig right in. Yeah. Let's dig right in. Get this thing going. It's going to be fun to see what people use for their happy face parameter.
Yeah, my happy face, it has the happy face on the mountains. So I thought that was perfect. So kind of cheating because it's already on the product, but it's not really cheating because it had a happy face on it.
It's one of those craft roulette conundrum type things. It isn't cheating, but it is cheating. No, it's not cheating at all. You're fine. This is really old paper too. This is ancient. Ooh, that's kind of pretty on that side too. That might not be quite so busy. Let's see how big.
Debate on the size first, so I know exactly how I want to do it.
This is so cute. Do you have did I hear a kitty in your room?
No, it's my nephew.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard a kitty. He sounded a little bit like a kitty, but I was not anticipating a child. So
yeah, no, he's over, and it's pickup time. And usually when it's pickup time, he always says "mama," and so that's probably what you heard. And he's quite loud.
Cute. So. Cute. Yeah, I thought maybe you had a kitty cat.
No, which is going to be hilarious because I'm going to let them know that he was mistaken for a kitty cat.
How old is this little kitty boy?
He is 1.5. So young enough, but to know, or young enough to be running around and looking for his mom, but not old enough to know, like, hey, I'm on craft roulette and quiet, please.
No, that's that's a big concept. No, absolutely. I'd be horrified if he was that smart. He's going to have a lot to learn. It's going to be a long life for him if he was that smart, because everybody, that'd be hard enough. Anyway, so a joy fold card. This is a regular A2. I did cut off the edge. You don't have to. And then I made a smaller card. There's my second fold. And that goes like this, and it folds over that way. And that's all a joy fold is. It's very, very simple. And I like simple.
Yeah, so anytime I make my cards, I usually have to lay everything out to make sure that I have room for my sentiment, because I always forget. My sentiment's always the last thing I do, and it always causes the most problems when you don't have enough space for it.
You like big, bold sentiments too, don't you?
I do, but I also like the small ones because I always forget, and so that way they can be squished in somehow.
So there's discussion in the chat about an old product also being a product that might look old.
Oh.
And Monica Taylor's here, and I said she would use something that looks old, maybe involving steam.
Yep. She would definitely use something that looks old.
Yeah.
Nice timing, Monica. These would be great parameters for you with your happy face, with your old photographs. Yeah. We better get a card from you this week, I'm thinking. She may have it ready by now. I had jumped right on it.
Alrighty. I didn't plan to do any masking, but I might do a little bit of masking.
I do have some questions about all your skill set because you really do have a vast skill set. I know a lot of people do a lot of crafts, but they're very narrow in what they do. But you are like, you know how to do everything. I'm pretty convinced. At least you have me convinced. Like you can you're an excellent mask maker. You're an excellent scene builder. You color like no other. All these things that maybe it's just that I have trouble with them. You're good at stenciling. You can fussy cut. You just like using your hands, don't you? All the time.
Yeah. Well, so fussy cutting came because I was cheap and I didn't want to buy the dies. So I would usually look for stamp sets that were pretty easy to cut out. And like, for example, this stamp set, it's pretty easy. The shapes are easy. And I didn't have to buy the coordinating dies. And so that's how I started with masking and doing scene cards, because I was basically just cheap. I didn't want to pay for the dies.
They are costly.
Yeah. And it worked out because I like scene cards and I like building on them. And I don't love the white outline on stamps. So yeah, that's how it went about.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that I'm not afraid of fussy cutting at all, because when I first started making cards, like stamping and things, there weren't any personal dies. And so I didn't know any better. And so it's like no big deal. It's my go-to. It's kind of like second thought to go, oh, I have a die for that. And I don't usually even remember them. Except for the real basic ones, like that one that you have. I love those.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stamp sets that you should get the dies for, but I usually just tend to pick very basic shapes if I don't plan on buying the dies. And then it just works out a little bit better. And also I'm cheating with the masking today. I'm only masking off the suitcase because I want the magnet. I want the palm trees right behind them, but I don't want to cut out that whole suitcase. So I'm going to do a little cheat, which you won't notice because, straight lines, it's also helpful.
You're Jeannie. You're Jeannie, and nobody's going to know all the secrets that you were doing except they're watching you. Otherwise, they would never know.
You might want to demo how a joy fold works again.
Okay. This is my joy fold card. It is an A2, and I did cut off a little bit here, and I don't know how much it was. It looks like it was about 3/4 of an inch. And so there's my one fold that I'm going to count as on my joy fold. And then I have this other little card that's smaller. I suppose it could be the same size or bigger even, but it would be different. And it folds on the right instead of the left, and I'm going to put it inside so that it looks like that. So you have to open this side first and then that side. I don't know why they would call that a joy fold, but that's what I've heard it is. I think mine is going to be real colorful and planter colory.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to stick with the colors I picked earlier. The green, brown, yellows, and yeah, I won't be doing your colors though. I think you said green and red and yellow, so I don't think I'll do red.
You don't have to.
There's orange, red,
yeah.
in the card.
Yeah, the best part is that, the color restrictions are a little bit more non-restricting, so I don't mind them because I think it kind of really allows you to just work within certain colors, and if you have too many options it's overwhelming, but this works out.
Well, they can make all sorts of colors with the 4-color press. So, and And another thing there, we were getting into can you blend two colors together to make a third color? And it was getting too hard. So I'm happy with this because you didn't want my ideas of planter colors. See, it worked out fine.
Yeah, it did. Because I don't know. I mean, I could have incorporated red for the suitcase, but I think I want to stick with the colors of yellow and green.
So you get to be happier.
Well, it allows a lot more creativity too, so it works very well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's kind of like wood stamps. When we went to clear stamps, we were at first going, but I liked wood stamps. And then it was like I remember a customer who was like, I don't want to do the clear stamps. I don't like them. And then I handed her a clear stamp, had her make something with it, and then I handed her a wood stamp, and she looked at me and she just went, what am I supposed to do with this? It was like, now it's like if I went back to and added a more restrictive color palette, you know what would happen? People would be going, but I don't like those colors. I don't want those colors. I want to use this color. And I think generally. So
yeah, and I think the last time I was on, the colors actually worked out for whatever I spun. So I don't know. Maybe it's just fate.
Well, there's that too. Some of the colors would be really wacky with the element, and then to fit it in with the random sometimes got really messy. So there were some kind of odd
and some of them were more restrictive than others.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember really some of those colors.
Yeah. Ouch, not that color. No. So yeah, I think it's working out, even though, because you can do your own policing, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, now that made it fast, and goodness sakes, just to cut those little cute kitty out, that made it really fast. Alrighty. You take your time. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about the man behind the curtain.
Oh, are you almost done?
No. No. It just looks like it, but I'm not. I'm going to add some mats. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks like you have all the pieces and you just need to put it together. Those are the best cards, though. Once you got everything ready and pulled, you can just put them together, and they're the quickest cards to make.
They're almost like a reel. What do you how do you decide what you're going to do on a reel? Because you do some pretty complicated things.
Usually I will
stay
just
away
film.
From? Just film?
Yeah, and then I will edit it down. I think the hardest ones are the videos that are a little bit longer. Usually they're within 20 minutes, but it does help because I film and I certain steps and then I'll stop. So I'm not filming the whole thing as if I would on YouTube. For YouTube, I'm more careful with filming everything. So those are really hard to edit down. But for reels, I will just do the steps that are important and then edit those down. So usually those videos are a lot shorter. They're about 20 minutes or so, which is short. I mean, it takes me about, I don't know, an hour to an hour and a half to make a card usually. Wow. So yeah, I think that part helps because you're focused on the steps and you kind of have the mentality of like, this is what I'm going to show. This is the important step to making this particular card. So I think that helps a lot.
That makes sense. Because you're already editing it when you're making it. So
yeah, basically. And it doesn't work so well with YouTube videos because everyone wants to see every single step, which is fine. But that means you have to work from a full length video, which is about an hour and a half.
Yeah. There's a lot more editing.
Yeah. And I used to do a lot of voiceover videos, which is really hard because you have to do a voiceover for all the steps within less than a minute. But now I've kind of gravitated towards the ASMR stuff, which I think is more fun. It's more relaxing, I feel.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's
I
just
don't
the
do
sounds
those.
of the crafts.
Oh, yes, you have done that. You have done that. And it's so cool. And you know what I have noticed is the sounds that use because of those kind of prompts on the videos. I hear my own sounds now, like when I'm in the kitchen. I didn't know being in the kitchen was so noisy, but it really is.
Yeah. And people find that relaxing. And you know what? It's actually easier for me to edit. So I'm okay with that
Yes, win-win.
instead of doing a voiceover for it. So it is a win-win. But sometimes I will do a voiceover if it's a very complicated card, because I feel like people want some kind of explanation with the more complicated cards. So I usually will do a voiceover for those. But most of the time I stick with doing the ASMR ones just because it's a little easier to do.
That's nice. Good for you. You just are refining and refining yourself.
Yeah, and you have to change it up too to keep it interesting. At least I think so. So
we spin a wheel. That's how we keep it interesting.
I mean, there's so many combinations. You just don't know what you're. I mean, I didn't expect to get happy face, and I really didn't know what to do with it at first. I was thinking literal with emojis.
Yep. I have some confetti with happy face, and I thought, well, if I get that, I'll make a shaker card with these little confettis, and I'm not doing that.
See, I actually have colors to use for the umbrella, and what's another planter color? Maybe we'll take a poll. Like, what color should I use? I think I did this once before. I just asked the audience, what color should I use for the suitcase?
You can definitely include things that would be in a planter too.
Bugs.
So flowers, bugs.
Yeah, I use the yellow.
We see terracotta.
Yes, that's a good one.
Oh, teal might be
Concrete
fun.
gray. Yeah, teal would be pretty.
Or blue. Blue kind of reminds me of the sky.
Yes.
For since it's very vacation-y, I feel. Or dark green. I guess I could go dark green. Maybe I will go with.
It's so hard.
There's so many colors. Oh yeah, the handles and the latches do look like a happy face. That's funny.
Just put some eyes. The little
they have
latches
dots,
look like
so
eyes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
All the world's a happy face. If you were on Pixar, they would be alive. After all.
Oh, yeah.
Pixar movie.
Could do different colors. Okay, maybe I will do different colors. So I'll do. Is this a set? This is 3 suitcases, right? I haven't colored these in so long. It just looks a little foreign to me.
It is 3, isn't it? That little tiny one in the middle.
Yeah. So maybe I will do blue, green, and a pop of pink, because pink is one of my favorite colors. So I'll do that.
You are quickly straying from the restrictions.
I know.
I like it.
Well, I mean, it's not restrictive, so therefore I am still within the parameters.
Exactly.
All right, so
you
green will be
this figured out.
Yeah, I did stray. Usually I try to keep within the colors, within the same colors, but this is vacation-y, so I feel like it allows me to use multiple colors. So
you just went on vacation.
I did. I just came back from Disneyland, and it was so fun.
Did you get that pickle?
What was that?
Did you get the pickle?
I did get a pickle. I got a spicy pickle. Pickles are my favorite. They're so good.
I was laughing that was the thing that you wanted at Disneyland. Pickle.
Yeah. Pickles are good. I know
they are good.
Some people don't like pickles, but I love pickles, and I think they're so delicious. I went out of my way to go back to get them, and especially because it was hot in the afternoon. So in the morning it was kind of overcast. So I
Uh-huh.
felt like the pickle wouldn't be refreshing yet. So I waited until later in the day when it hit the 80s. And I was like, okay, I have to go get my pickle now.
This is this is high pickle philosophy going on. That's
Yeah,
good.
everyone loves
That's
pickles
good.
too. Pickled pineapple. No, I haven't. That sounds
Oh wow.
delicious.
Yeah, because you can pickle just all sorts of things.
Yeah, so there's no real association with Disney and pickles, but
Mhm.
there's one area in Disneyland, which I believe is Frontierland, and they just have these barrels and they have food inside and they have pickles. So you can get regular pickle or a spicy pickle. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, Disney is like big on the food. So you can get the Dole Whips and pickles and chimichangas and yeah, so
So did you ride or just eat?
no, I did everything. So it
You
was
did
actually to
everything?
take my aunt from Vietnam. She loved Disneyland last time she came, and so we decided to do a road trip for 4th of July and the fireworks. And they're also celebrating their 100th anniversary. So
Oh wow.
we rode everything. And the funny thing was, it was actually wasn't crowded that day. I was surprised
Nice.
because I think the longest we waited in line was maybe 20 minutes, which isn't bad at all.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So I think the holiday probably scared people away. They're just there's going to be too many
Right.
people.
Mm-hmm. Your aunt is from Vietnam?
Yeah, so she
We
lives in
have a viewer
Vietnam.
from Vietnam.
Oh yeah? That's
Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah, she has sent in cards.
Oh, cool. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
you have viewers from everywhere though.
Well, but it's still special.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, that's so funny. A dog's name, Pickle Me Green. That's so cute.
Oh, that is cute. Dog name. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was very tiring because we drove, and I'm in San Francisco, which is about 6-ish hours away, 6 to 7 hours
Mm-hmm.
away.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little difficult, but we made it happen, and it was good. It was totally worth it. We went from open to close, so from
Wow,
8 a.m. to midnight.
that's a long day.
It is a long day, but totally worth it. Because, she's only there
Powered
for
by some
one day,
people.
so we had to do everything.
Right. So, favorite ride?
The new Star Wars one, Rise of the Resistance, that was really fun. I heard all the hype for it, and I actually don't watch Star Wars, but the rides
Mm-hmm.
were fun. I say that quietly because I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans.
There really are. They're very passionate.
Yeah, which is why I usually don't like to admit that I just don't watch Star Wars.
I saw the first one in a
I,
theater near me when it first came out.
yeah,
That's
I've
kind
seen
of
like none of
all I
them.
am. But then I never watched them after that. But
I heard the newer ones were good though. So maybe one day. Probably not, but I'm
yeah,
being optimistic here.
I'm not against them. I just haven't. But I don't watch a lot of movies, so it's nothing unusual.
Yeah. Yeah, see, there's in the chat, everyone like passionate fans, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. They are serious.
I want to build some shadowing at the bottom. So I'm not going to color this whole thing in, and I'm just going to create the kind of ground the images. It just gives that look of I colored everything in, but I didn't.
Those are so
So
cute.
kind of a cheat.
Seriously, you guys, if you don't follow Jeannie on Instagram and YouTube, you are missing out. She's really good. She has all sorts of good ideas. And if you are late to the show and you're wondering what we're doing, this is Craft Roulette, the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are doing a little crafting card making improv using 2 folds, planter colors, happy face for an element, and an old product. It's fun to do this. This is our 171st show. And you were on like 71 so long ago.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even realize it was a year ago since I've been on. So I thought it was honestly a few months.
Well, it was a few months, but like 12. But
time just flies. It's crazy. It's almost the end of the year. We're hitting July and Christmas cards are coming out. So
I know.
The year's so just flying by.
Getting so confused with that Christmas. Do you do the Christmas in July stuff? I
usually don't because it makes me overwhelmed.
Yeah. I have enough trouble having a timeline and going on that's reasonable. So I try to stay away from it, but
yeah. So my plane didn't stamp well, so this is a cheat too. I just use a Copic-friendly pen. I don't plan on coloring over it, and I'll just color it in. Sometimes my stamps just don't stamp well. Like obviously my ink pad was a little dry, so I'll go in and kind of re-outline anything that I didn't stamp well.
That's cool.
So kind of a cheat too as well. So you don't like toss your images just because it didn't stamp perfectly.
No. You just make it into something else or fix it.
Yep.
There's very little that needs to be tossed. Some, I will say, I have made on this show. They deserve to be tossed, but I don't because I don't. It's I don't know. They deserve it though, but we call them card crimes. We talk about them on Patreon and how I fix them. But because you can always learn if even from the worst card that you ever make, and it's probably not as bad as you think it is, but I think
it's very true. I usually rarely will throw away a card. I will walk away from it and then come back and I'll have a brand new idea for it. So it's good. I'm going to go ahead and die cut this. And I think hopefully the sound will.
It'll be fine.
Okay. I was like, I'm using a Gemini, so it's a little loud.
That's okay. I do have a couple questions for you from some patrons. So when you get that all tidied up, we'll get to that.
Okay. I can hear again, so ask away.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Kathy Morris asks, first she says, thank you for your shorts on YouTube. And the shorts seem to be of many styles. Do you have a favorite style of card making? Clean and simple, watercoloring, stamping. You watercolor too?
I do some watercoloring, yes.
Good night. Watercoloring, stamping, die cutting, or anything else. Do you have a fave?
Scene cards are my favorite because that's what I started off with. I love ink blending. So I think those are my two favorite things to do. And usually they come hand in hand. That's why I create scene cards with all the masking so I can ink blend on top of those images.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Really does. I can see, and I would, if I were on a game show and they said, name Jeannie Lieu's favorite technique, I would say probably scene cards. So
yeah, scene cards are fun. Once you get the hang of it, and you can do it with die cuts too. There have been times where I get kind of lazy and I don't want to do masking. I will color in the outline, the white outline. So you think that I masked it, but I really didn't.
Oh, see, there's some more sneaky stuff that you do. You just are full of sneaky stuff.
Well, you gotta have tricks to you don't always want to
with
mask.
all adoration. It's not a slight at all. It's like, whoa, you are so good at this. Do you remember your first card?
Yeah, it was a congratulations card for graduation. It was very simple.
How did you?
I didn't have a MISTI at that time. I just used the stamp blocks and stamped. I didn't even do any masking. It was just straight stamping on a piece of paper, and I think I made it into a shaker card. And
whoa,
the rest is history, because that's what kind of brought me into card making. I saw interactive cards. I don't do them as often anymore because they're very time consuming, but the interactive cards were essentially why I got into card making, because I was like, these are so cool, and you don't find them in the store. Like Hallmark doesn't make them, and if they do, they're not very good. So
Well, they don't. They're I don't know how you could do them without doing them by hand. So when you're mass marketing or mass making something, you can't do that kind of stuff. So that's why we like to come along and do something fun.
yeah.
You know, I am thinking I'm going to stamp this and see if I can fit that in there. Of course, I have gone ahead and glued this, so I've got something. You know, that's a dumb idea. Don't do that, Mary. Don't do that. You're too close. You're too close. Too close to the finish line. So if we just do happy.
The cat's name is Happy.
The cat is, he's going to say happy birthday. And his name is Happy. And everything about him is happy. He is really cute.
I think there was a question, what kind of stamp ink did I use? I used Honeybee's Intense Black. This is one of my go-tos. I just haven't refilled it, and it's usually really dark. I really like it.
I have that too, and it also needs to be refilled.
It's one of those
That's
things.
funny.
Last time I refilled my Copic markers before I came on, and then I overfilled them, so that caused me some problems. So this time I was like, I'm not touching anything.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Yeah, it's tricky. Refilling stuff is just tricky.
Yes, it is. It really is. I've got some. I tend to go a little heavy-handed, and then I have squishy stuff. But
Same.
eventually,
Which is why I didn't want to risk it this time. I was just like, nope, it's just going to have to, I'll just stamp it multiple times. That's the beauty of having a stamp positioner.
right. And I think we kind of touched what Cordelia Alderman asked about disadvantages and advantages of shorts versus longer. And I think you kind of addressed that. But it has a little bit to do with what you can get done too, right?
Well, also shorts. So there was one year where I made a YouTube video, full-length video once a week. And it got to a point where I just couldn't think of ideas. And I like to make videos where I'm actually teaching something, or it's a technique that, it takes a little bit longer to describe. But there are some videos with cards that people are really interested in, but the steps are really simple. And I just didn't see the point of making a long video to say like, hey, I ink blended this and I masked this and I put this together, and that's how I did it. And that's kind of why I've stuck with the shorts, usually for a lot more simple cards. So most of my shorts are a lot more simple. And my videos usually are a little bit more complicated. That takes a little bit more explanation, or it's coloring. So yeah. Let's see.
Well, look at that. How did you do that so fast? I'm still I'm still just goofing around over here.
Oh, I still have to add the folds, and I don't know where to put them. The blending brushes are from Trinity Stamps, and these are my favorites because they're awesome. They're rounded, and they blend really well. They have a cap, and I really love them. They cover up a lot of space. You saw my blending. It goes really fast. So I think I'm going to fold it here and fold it here. I ink blended the edges because I wanted a little bit of dimension. And I think that will be my card. So I'm kind of cheating with the folds, but it works.
Well, I did the joy fold, so that's not...
Yeah, and I had asked you what a joy fold was too.
And yes, you had. So this will say enjoy and then your happy birthday on the inside, which I will figure out which stamps to use. But so it will have a happy birthday. It will have a happy in there too. So I don't want to, and I'll probably find a few little gems to doll this up. I always keep a few on my mask. We had you figured out to have something on your mask today.
Yeah, I cleaned, and I saw the parameter of things on your mask, and I was like, I don't have anything because I cleaned. So I pulled out some gems just in case.
Oh, I just heard Tanisha is here from Trinity. She's in the chatterbox. There she is. And she says those brushes are her favorites too. I believe she's talking about that.
Yeah, I really like them. I use them for almost all my ink blending. So I get a lot of questions on them too.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So
Well,
not
she's
surprising
coming
that I
on the
got questions.
show. Do you have any tips for Tanisha on
Oh wait,
on
for
being
her
on the
first
show?
time?
Uh-huh.
Don't be nervous. It'll be fine. It'll work out.
It'll work out. It always works out. All parameters are doable, but they don't seem like it. Right after you spin them, oh, look at that. That's so cute. Right after you spin them, they do not seem possible. It does not seem possible. But then just shortly after that spin and you start thinking about it, and then you get too many ideas, and then you have to pull it all back and figure out what to do with it. It's an amazing process. It really is.
Well,
And
I
I'm
think
looking
also
forward to having
your
her on.
talk through is super helpful because honestly, I didn't know what to do until we got to old product, and then that's when I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, okay, let me pull out those
Mhm.
items and see how this comes together." So I
Well,
appreciate that.
that's one of Mr. Producer's favorite parts. He really worked. I've been helped along, shall we say? I have been reminded multiple times to make sure that we cover that really, really well.
Yeah, I mean,
And it
it's
is good.
brainstorming and it works out so well because it gives you
Mhm.
ideas that you didn't think about. I think one of the things you had said was, what was it? The gatefold for the fold. So I started thinking about that.
Mhm.
And I didn't even think about it. I was like, gatefold card is so easy. You just fold it in the middle.
Right. Right. And it really does. It's a great fold. And that's another one that Hallmark can't make or doesn't make, I don't think. So that's a kind of a fun card to have.
Yeah, and it's one of the easier
your
cards that you
repertoire.
can do.
I think so too. And it makes you look like you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Makes you look like you've done something special, which you have. So I'm gonna play around with some other things, I think, because there's this
Yeah, but
so
she'll
easy.
do fine. She'll be great on the show. I'm 100% sure.
I'm sure too. I am. She's great to work with. I know that. She's been a spin sponsor a couple times, and she's been great to work with. So I can't imagine that it's going to be, oh, she just said she's a really slow crafter. Well, I'll remember to drink coffee that night. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm a slow crafter too, but I went with simple. So that's what I've learned from the past few episodes, not to get too complicated, because if it gets too complicated, it will make everything much harder.
Way much harder. And yeah, we actually do tell people, please make a simple card. It's too hard when you're doing all of this at the same time, because some people aren't really used to talking and chatting while they're creating either. And so so that's oftentimes we're in our craft room alone and talking to ourselves. But or the cat or the 1.5-year-old. But so it's a whole different thing. So it'll be fine.
Yes, everyone watching, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps us spread and get out there on YouTube, and we would appreciate it. Thank you.
And I think you answered Chris Hopestall's question too about how long does it take to make a short video. I think you've done all of those, hit lots and lots of buttons already tonight, so that's good. But we do have the thoughtful question of the day from our rock star, Grandma Gay. I don't know if she's here still tonight.
Yeah,
but,
she actually won so I think the last few times I've come on, I've also provided a gift, and I want to do that again this time. But Grandma Gay had won one of my giveaway gifts, so that was awesome, and she sent me a card, so adorable.
She is adorable. She just is. But her thoughtful question of the day is, you've had a long, hard day, which I believe you could have because you work full time. Does the thought of crafting seem like rest or stress?
Usually rest. This week after vacation, it was stress, so I didn't craft at all. This is literally my first card since I think Friday.
So you do have limits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you want to do it when
You're human.
you want to do it, and you don't want to force yourself to do it, because if you do, then you'll just be frustrated with everything you make, and you won't be happy. So you want to make sure that you just do it for fun and you don't put too much pressure on yourself.
That's good advice. Really good advice. Sometimes it just like hitting your head against the wall because you feel like I just want to make something, but I don't want to. So what happens when your mojo is on vacation?
I will stamp out an image and color. That is my refresh.
Okay.
Usually it's floral images, or if there's those stamps that are just scene cards, I'll color that. And that's most of the time I just color. I put it on a card and it's super simple. There's no technique other than stamping and coloring. So I think for me, I will color and that will be it. And then I'll get back into it and I'll be like, this is why I love doing this. It's just fun to color.
Yeah. So you just work into what you feel comfortable with it instead of trying. I think sometimes we'll watch something and try something completely new and it may not be the thing, and it can be even more frustrating. So
yeah, I mean, I even think sometimes I've done just alcohol ink panels. I just sit down and make 10 of them, and there's no real technique other than putting on colors and blowing it around. And then you have 10 backgrounds that you can use. So it's great.
Yeah. It's good. You gotta really pace yourself a little bit in life.
Exactly.
Or else it's gonna be the fun stuff is going to be a job. Well, I think we can talk about these cards at this point. I do think we are in good shape. And what I have is a 2-fold. I have this fold, you go this way, this fold, you go that way. My planter colors were greens, and my gosh, there's lots of colors. But they were all in the paper. They were all built out of paper that had planters on it, so I felt very comfortable with that. Pretty darn easy. My happy face is this little sweet kitty, and I'm going to say enjoy your happy birthday. So that's going to be a happy face kind of thing when somebody gets their card. And an old product, this paper, oh my stars, is probably from 2006. And I would guess that would be my estimate on that. And this stamp set, about the same era. So, good night. They're almost 20 years old. It's about time they get a job. So, that's my card. You want to talk us through your cute thing?
Sure. So, my 2 folds are basically this deco panel. I just folded it down and glued it down. The planter colors, I kind of went rogue. I was going to stick with green and yellow and brown, but then I got suggestions and I went with the blue and pink and yellow. So I think that added a little bit of a pop to the entire card. And the happy faces are on the mountains. So there's 3. And then also one of the viewers had pointed out the latches kind of makes a happy face as well. So these are the 2 eyes and this is the mouth, and up here too. I should probably add like little dots as well because it's freaking cute and it totally works. And then the old product is Paper Smooches, which was my first stamp set that I purchased when I started card making. They're no longer in business, but I adore it and I just can't get rid of it. So this is going to stay in my collection for the longest time, probably forever. So
I love it. I love it.
And yeah, that's my card. So I'm really excited about it. It makes me want to go back on vacation. So
go back up to the tiki room. Did you go to the tiki room?
I didn't this time, but we went nearby to go get the Dole Whips.
Oh, okay. Okay. Boy, you were making the rounds on the restaurants. That's great.
Yeah, you have to.
Agnes says add eyelashes to the smaller case.
Oh, that's funny. I think I might add some tweaks to this after, because I think I should add the eyes on this one and then maybe eyelashes on this one because it's pink. So that actually might work out.
It's wonderful. Well, we'll see what you come up with on Monday morning when the blog goes live. It'll be great, or the website goes live with all the cards from the weekend, which I think we are already getting some. So I think we're going to have
I saw submissions coming in.
Yeah. Another great gallery. Wonder how many we'll get this time. They're all just so different and so unique. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tell everybody how they can play while you flip your camera, and we come back to you in just a few minutes, okay?
Sounds good.
You did great. Yep, I think everybody should play along this week. I do. This is a great set of parameters. They seemed weird at first, but they're not. They're very doable. Just include those 4 parameters, 2 folds, planter colors, happy face, and an old product. It'll be fun to see what you put in the description. And send that to craftroulette.live. There's no load just to upload it. It's all done electronically. And have that done by Sunday night at midnight, because that's when that shuts off. Unless you're a patron, then you have till Thursday night at midnight. And you guys liked that Thursday night extension this week. People are traveling and they're out and about and they're enjoying their patron perks. So that's really cool. Yep, we've got some great guests. Oh, there she is, Miss Trinity Stamps herself coming up. We've got Charlene next week, Ashley after her. Maybe we'll get to see, at least we'll have an update on Harrison, but maybe we'll get to see Harrison. She went into labor during one of our shows, not that she was on, but that she was watching. So we have definitely a strong connection to this baby as a group. And Lydia after that, Understand Blue, and then Tanisha. I think I'm saying her name right. I'm sorry. Well, you can school me later. But next week we have Leslie Benson. I have those messed up. I don't understand my order of things, but it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. You just need to show up and turn on the video on the internet and watch us, because we'll take care of all the other stuff. Yay! Join us. We have a lot of fun. What else do we have to say? Oh, thank you, patrons. Yes, thank you very much. The patrons are responsible for this beautiful chair that I am swiveling in. The old chair I never swiveled. It didn't have a back. And now I just sit back and swivel. It's probably a very bad habit, but I do it anyway. It's very comfortable and comforting. I'm just not yawning tonight. Well, maybe. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I could go any second. Deep breath. Okay, I'm over it. Tuesday, we have a Club Fun noon call. Hope to see you Club Funners there. It's always a blast. It's very, very casual. We just call it create and chat. Bring whatever you want to work on. Don't bring anything if you don't want to work on it. You can come and ask questions or just hang out. We're there for about an hour, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you, fun friends and fun supporters as well. You are very special to us. Appreciate you. I think there's some confetti. That means it's time to give away some stuff. Shall we give away some stuff? If you sent in a card last week, your name will be on that major wheel. That is all programmed to randomly choose winners. We don't have any kind of say except for programming. I don't have anything. I'm not allowed to touch those kind of buttons. But the first thing we are going to give away is a handmade card with an itty bitty gift. ROG, our original giveaway. We've been giving these away since the get-go. But in the old days, you used to have to choose a number between 1 and 24, and we'd spin Mr. Wheel. It was funny. It was panicky, and Sue always got number 13. Ooh, 5K. 5K, now 6K. Is getting the OG. Nice. I know where she lives. I do believe I do. And for a goodie bag, I do need to have this in the United States, please. Shipping. Unless you invite me and pay for my plane ticket, then I would consider bringing it to you in person. Rose Duverstein, she's local, so we could do Rose. Rose is one of our original, I don't remember when she first started sending in cards, but she started a long time ago.
Under 10.
Yeah, she was one of the original. Yeah, she was one of our first 10, wasn't she? I'd be happy to do that for you, Rose. Now what are we giving away? Oh, a $25 gift certificate to Ink and Splatter. They're fairly new, cute little drawings. I made a card with a stamp. Oh, this cute little, she's got a real cute little character there. So we definitely... Oh, Sharon Castor in the brown chair used to be in the red chair. She will be thrilled to get that. Thank you, Dina. She will be thrilled. I'm not kidding. That will make her day. Are you squealing? I bet she's here if she's awake. She used to always sit in the red chair, and early on in the evening she'd go, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's get the show started." And then she changed to a brown chair, and so oh my, she says. Now for a paper insider. Oh, we're gonna have what do we do? We usually spin again. Sorry, darling. I'll put some paper in your itty bitty gift. Oh, the greatness of Oz. Sorry. But your Paper Insider is like a subscription, and they have some incredible paper. The one that they just released today was remarkable. Mary Ellen Finley. Mary Ellen, congratulations. They are going to send you a box of their paper. Why did I just send you something? I just looked up your address today, I think. I don't remember why. And for a $50 gift certificate to Scrapbook Pal, who would not want that? They've got lots of products of people that have never been spin sponsors. So for you guys that have been buying from spin sponsors, Scrapbook Pal will fill you in with all the other stuff. Oh, Anna York. I don't know if they have any Star Wars stuff. She's a big Star Wars person. And she has also sent in a card using Star Wars theme as her 5th parameter for over 50 cards. She sent Club 52 of her own in her own universe. So well done. Thank you guys for playing.
We're gonna bring Jeannie in. She wants to give something away. So.
Oh, well, bring her in.
Well, I don't have anything. I don't have anything specific right now, but I'll put together a crafty package. I think I've done a giveaway every time I came on, and I want to continue the tradition as well. So.
Aww. You're awfully sweet. Maybe Grandma Gay will win like last time. Thank you.
Then they'll think it's rigged.
Well, there's that. It is not. It is not. I can guarantee you that. Well, that's very sweet. You're very... Didn't you just relax? You never did get nervous, I don't think.
No, I think this one was good.
I think it was really good. Amanda B. Now, we need to keep this in the U.S. Is this so?
Yes, please.
Because it's going to be too expensive.
But if it's international, I can do a gift card instead, which is fine too.
Okay. All right. I don't know where Amanda is, so that's what made me think of that. But Amanda B., all of you winners need to contact me using the claim prize form by the end of Sunday if you're not a patron, and you have longer time if you are a patron. That is a lot of giveaways. Oh, that's so much stuff. Just for sending in a card, playing along with us and sending in an art project that people have made and having a good time. I love that. It's a pretty nice glittery part of life. Craft roulette. Well,
awesome.
you didn't panic. It's easier when you don't.
Yeah, and I think the old product really helped me out because I was really stressed out about the stuff I have on the ground being organized and finding exactly what I'm looking for. So old products, I just went with tried and true, one of my first stamp sets, and it just made it easy.
That's pretty sweet. I have my first stamp of the month that I bought. I don't remember what the first stamp was, but my first stamp of the month, I still have it. It's wood, and she has like the puff sleeves because it was in the 1990s. Mm-hmm. And all these little dots and real folksy and country. She's holding up a little sign. She's real cute.
Yeah. It's just sentimental. You can't get rid of it.
It is. It is. And I also have my first card that I made at a close to my heart party, which...
Oh, nice.
And it's really
I gave away
awful.
my cards, so I don't have it.
Oh, I still have Lenny Lamb right up there on my bulletin board.
That's awesome.
I embossed him in gold, and it was like embossing. It was like, oh.
Magic.
Yeah, yeah. But you did a shaker for your first card. I'm quite impressed.
It's interactive cards. They just get you.
They do. They're special. They're very special. Well, do you have anything else that we need to know about? We're just going to all follow you on Instagram and leave lots of thumbs up for you and hearts and all the things so that you can get lots of exposure to all the crafters. Because you're that good.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for everyone who's in the chats giving me ideas and colors and a lot of questions that, give you advice. And I don't know, hopefully it was helpful for you to watch me craft.
Oh, you'll learn a lot if you watch Jeannie. And if you could give us a thumbs up before you go, click on her little sign that says Inside Out Jeans. And so that you can go give her a thumbs up and subscribe to her channel and go over to Instagram too and subscribe there too. So when you're drinking coffee, you can just watch her little reels and have a wonderful wake up of the day. That's what I'd suggest. All right, I hear the music. You can't hear the music, but I can. That means it's time to kiss our brains. Mwah, big one. You guys too, join us in a brain kiss. Oh, very nice. And we will see you Tuesday on In Review. We'll see you next Friday with Leslie Benson. And thank you, Chatterbox, Mr. Producer, and Jeannie Lieu. I had a great evening. Y'all stay safe.
I did too. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.